Now streaming 24/7 on Roku streaming app. Also Amazon Fire TV. Hit the search bar and type in Built for This Radio. Also subscribe and follow us on YouTube at Built for This Radio. Twitch TV, Built for This Network. Miss Cloud, Built for This Network. Twitter at WeBFTN. Also, we got advertisement. If you need to promote your businesses, email us at bftnadvertise@gmail.com. We are Built for This Network, for the strong, not the weak.
I keep on rolling.
Hey, what's up? Chizz Roundtree, new show. No offense, none taken. Streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, Roku TV. So hit one of them spots up and you can check it out. Well, it's my new show, and I just wanted to create something where it's like we have an open space for honesty, full transparency. Play something different, but something real also. You know what I'm saying? Like where we could do certain topics, and soon I want to get guests on and talk about different real stuff. But this one is just about me, an introduction, because I know y'all know me from Theory of the Culture with my brother Man Knox, but but I wanted to do something, just me, and because I had some ideas and just want to do something like that. So that's where the No Offense, None Taken came from. But a little something about me. Yeah, I'm Chizz Roundtree, but I was born, my real name's Lawrence. All my family call me Lawrence, and Chizz is something that came from rapping. But going into that, growing up, rapping came from just writing poetry in the beginning. Like I was younger, like I was real shy, and that was like something for me to release, something for me to get out, all the frustration and different stuff I was holding in. I was able to get it out. Then then listening to rap, especially as a young kid, I'm just like, well, if they could do it, I could try to do it too. But at first I sucked when I was younger. Yeah, I sucked bad, but I just kept on doing it and doing it, and I just like the writing aspect of it because I used to write a little bit of everything. At first it was poetry. I used to write short stories. Anything I could write, I would write. Like I always, when I was younger, I always had like a notebook and a pen. And then the crazy thing about it, I used to walk around with my notebook and pen. So some people look at me like kind of strange, like, how the hell this kid walking around with notebook and pen? And some people will ask me. But but yeah, that's like the early beginnings. Born 1984. Virgo. Shout out to all the Virgos. September 6th, 1984. Well, I was born in North Bergen, New Jersey, but I was raised in Jersey City. The reason why I was born in North Bergen, because mostly all my family is, the base is Jersey City. But I was born in North Bergen because I guess my mother had like a special type of doctor, uh, because they said I was gonna have like a heart murmur. So that's basically So I had to go there where the specialist was at. So that's why I was born out in North Bergen. Oh, I see the chat. What's up, Jungle? What's up, Poe? What's going on with y'all? And Poe, thanks a lot for the backdrop. Poet did the backdrop. But yeah, like where I was continuing from. Yeah, I was born out in North Bergen, but I was raised in Jersey City. Um, but I come from a big family though, on both sides. My father's side, they originally from Mississippi, and because my father got six sisters and one brother, so they came up here when they was younger. My father was like a teenager when he came up here. So, but my mother's side, they was raised, they was born and raised in Jersey City, right down on. If anybody familiar with Jersey City, right, that communal pool area. My mother my mother and her family, they stayed on Woodward Street, and my father, when they came up here from down south, they stayed right around the corner on Van Horn. So that's like how my mother and father met. You know, my father was like about 4 years older than my mother though, but the way they all grew up, both of the families was like tight knit. Where my mother used to play with like one of my aunts on my father's side because they was like the same age. So everybody pretty much knew each other, especially around that time. It was it was real close knit communities around that time. Everybody kind of stuck together. So that's what it probably was. What's up, Sharon? Van Nostrand and Ocean Ave. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Before I was born, because I have a sister that's 9 years older than me. Um, Before my mother and father and sister, they stayed on Van Nostrand back in the day. This was like around 1980, 81. It was like a little before I was born. Then then they moved on Jewett. I was raised on Jewett Avenue between Summit and Monticello. So and I stayed there. I stayed on Jewett for about 20 years. Yeah, I was on Jewett for a very long time. Yeah, but going back a little bit more, grammar school. I went to a public school from kindergarten to like about sixth grade. Then from sixth grade to eighth grade, I went to like a Catholic school. It was called St. Pat's. Anybody familiar with that? That's right there on Bram Hall and Ocean, right near Arlington Park. So yeah, I went there. Yeah, wasn't really the best years because when I was little, I was growing up. I was a little chubby kid, wore glasses. So, everybody looked at me like I was the odd man out. So got kind of used to that. So, and then I was like going through different stuff, family stuff. At the time, my father, he was dealing with alcoholism. So, um, and everybody knows the struggles with that, or they know somebody or they know somebody that knows somebody that went through that. So he went through his struggles with that, went to rehab, got himself together and then like with my mother was going through like obesity. My mother was like over like 500 pounds to the point where it was like threatening her health. So so she would never want to show up to the school, because she didn't want the kids to say nothing bad towards me. Because kid kids could be terrible around that age, around sixth, eighth grade, around at 12, 13. And that's just I understood it as I got older. But back in the times, I hated it. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to get in so many damn fights and arguments because people always want to talk slick. Oh, your mother big as a house, this and that, and that's just kid stuff we all go through. So she didn't want to put that embarrassment on me. So she kind of would let my father just deal with, it was like a parent teacher conference or anything of that nature. She would just have him go. So he would go and, handle it to the best of his ability what was going on. So she kind of laid back and then like being around that age and watching your mother like go through something like that, that was a mentally hard thing. But finally, she got that what they call it, the gastric bypass, and this was early on. This was in the beginning of the gastric bypass. See, now it's much better. They do a little cut, and with technology. Back then, that they didn't have that technology. So basically, they cut her whole stomach open, and she went through hell and back because they sent her somewhere out. I forgot. I was young. It was somewhere out, far. Like I think it was like Hackensack or somewhere out there. They sent her to a special hospital. But she went through her struggles with that, but and she bounced back. The recovery was something else too. We all had to be there for her because with family, that's what we do. Family's supposed to stick together. So we all you know, just stood there and helped out until she got better. And then, and like that saying, that too shall pass. It passed. So she got better, and then another curveball came. My father, he had got diagnosed with throat cancer. Because he was a heavy cigarette smoker. Anybody know about them cools from back in the day? Yeah, he used to smoke like 2 packs of them shits like every day. You know, it caught up to him. So he got real sick. So and then he started going through like the radiation and the chemo. It seemed like, in my opinion, like that radiation chemo is worse than actual cancer because it fucked him up. Like it rotted out all his teeth, um, fucked up his throat, his esophagus to the point where he couldn't eat certain things and even certain juices he couldn't drink. It was like strictly water. Like it just fucked his mouth and his tongue. It was all fucked up. So it was rough. It was rough. Like from back to back watching your parents go through something like that. But you know, we had a good support system. Like I said before, I come from a big family on both sides. So everybody pretty much, looked out for each other. If you was sick, rest of the family was there for us and helped us through that situation. So, we got through it. And then like regular, and it's crazy to call this regular, but I guess it is like going through like deaths and a few uncles and aunts passing at a young age, and yeah, it was a little rough, at a young age, like seeing all this, because some people, don't actually go through this stuff till they get a little bit older. But in my situation, I seen a lot at a young age, real young age, both sides of it. And it was just something else, growing up. But other than that, I kind of enjoyed my childhood, um, because I had a lot of cousins and stuff like that, and we used to make up games. Remember, anybody remember Gladiator from back in the day? Oh, what's up, man? Anybody remember Gladiator? Well, we used to make up our own little obstacles because the house I grew up in, um, it had like a big yard on the side and like a medium sized backyard. So we used to take the little crates because there used to be like a little store right there, next to my house on Jewett. So they used to like all it was like Arabs and shit. They used to give us all like old milk crates. We used to like make little obstacle courses with the milk crates. And we had our own little gladiator shit coming up. Fucking our shits all up. We falling, fucking our knees up and arms up and bleeding, and we still pushing. But you know, it was fun as hell. It was fun. I enjoyed it. But just going through that. But then growing out of that, high school. High school was something else. I enjoy high school. Ferris High School, downtown Jersey City. Uh, that's why I met Mad at Ferris High School. That was the beginning of it, and a lot of people still got got some good friends from that point in time. Uh, because originally I was supposed to go to Lincoln. I was supposed to go to Lincoln because I was like a few blocks away. Actually, I lived like a few blocks away from Lincoln, but I didn't really want to go there because it's like I was gonna see the same old faces, people I done graduated with. I just didn't want to be bothered. I want to be around new people, different people. To be honest, you know, go through new experiences. I didn't want to see the same old faces that I seen, and and that's what Ferris did. It was like starting from the beginning, really for me. And it was something different. You know, play sports. Because really baseball was like my main sport. Because I had played previously. I played little league up in Lincoln Park baseball. I was a first baseman, third baseman, and sometimes I used to pitch because I had a little arm. So and shit, I was the man down there in Lincoln Park. So so I always thought like they always pushed me like I always thought I was gonna go pro or something. That's how good I was. That's how I was real good. Like I was hit like in the park home runs and shit. Some real home runs and some in the park home runs and shit. And I was always the person where if we had a person on base and I was coming out the bat, I was bringing them home. You know, so that was like the early days of baseball. But pushing forward to high school, I played baseball. I think one season. Um, and I played football like one season. But once you get in high school, start smoking weed, you know, being around all the females, and shit of that nature, kind of threw me off track. So it was like my athletic days was over, and my hanging out days was beginning. So that's what it was. Because we used to, oh man, smoke hella weed, uh, Black and Mounds. At least like before the cigarettes, Black and Mounds, weed during lunch break. Because I remember in Ferris I had senior year, I had co-op. So that's like when you like work and then like from the morning to like 12 or you could switch it up or you can go to school from morning to 12 and go to work from 12 and on. So that's what I did. I left at lunch break because I remember uh, I had got me a job down at Liberty Science Center down in Liberty Park, Jersey City. So was working down there, shit, still smoking hella weed. I used to go to work high. I stayed high 24/7. Like that was all I knew. You know, because back then I don't think I even really touched to even drink like that. Like weed was my shit. Weed was my shit. You know what I'm saying? But then I think it was I was just trying to I still was going through stuff though, because around that time, I think senior year, my father got sick again, emphysema, where he had to walk around with the oxygen tank. And this is like before now they made it smaller, but he had to walk around with the big oxygen tank, like with the wheels on it and shit. So, see him go through that. So I wanted to fade my pain away. I was frustrated with it. So that's why I used to smoke hella weed, just to like clear my mind and shit. So it was like just stay high 24/7. Um, you know, uh, hitting back, but kind of like trying to find my way because always like rap, you know, and I stayed writing most of that time, in between that, rapping and freestyling and then because I remember when I used to hang down, then I started hanging down new houses. We used to have little freestyle sessions and shit down there. We used to smoke weed and we used to freestyle. So so spent most of my time down there, like like that. I think the summer after I graduated, '02, graduated high school '02. So spent a lot of time down there, down new houses. So just down there kicking it, smoking weed, fucking around with the chicks down there, and just I don't know the way I think about it. I think I was just trying to escape reality, you know, because in my real life there's still a lot of things going on, like my father going through his health issues, um, my mother going through her particular health issues, and it was a lot, but I just was doing my best to try to cope with it, you know, and you know, and I guess as I think about it later on, what I'm saying, it wasn't really healthy, because in our community, it's looked on bad about seeking therapy and getting help, but ain't nothing wrong with it. Back then, being young, yeah, you would think something wrong with it. But as you get older, therapy can help out a lot because you never know what the next person is going through. You know, next person will be going through hell and back 4 times over. You know, but just seeking help and having people to talk to. And still in my mind, like I used to keep like shit to myself. You know, just I had a hard time being open. You know, so that was like that was something I had to go through, and I think I growed a lot from that point. You know, yeah, but just dealing with life and but then I had stopped smoking weed for a while because I had a bad trip. Um, I had some weed that was laced, and that shit fucked my head up. That shit had me feeling like I was Superman. So I just cut that shit out because anytime I tried to smoke the weed after that, it'll bring me back to that feeling. So I'm like, nah, I can't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? So started having drinks here and there. You know, just to have something. To do something to relax and ease your mind. You know, yeah, just doing that. You know, yeah, but but going through life was life was hard, but life was fun too. You know, and and when I graduated high school, it was my first time out the country. My uncle, he had brought me and my cousin down to Cancun, Mexico for graduating high school. So I think we went for like a week. Oh, I had the time of my life. Imagine being a 17-year-old kid down in Cancun. Oh man, I had so much fun down there. It was like, and then down there, the laws and the rules are different. I think I drank so much tequila. I think every day I woke up with a hangover. And it was fun, but the hangovers wasn't fun though. That damn tequila, especially the one with the worm in it. It's like a one with the worm in it. We get drinks in cups this goddamn tall. Shit, it was something else. But yeah, Cancun it was fun. It was fun. You know, it was fun. Definitely something I appreciated from my uncle to do that. You know, because he had got us our passports and everything. Shit, ask me what my passport is now. I don't know. I don't know what that passport is. Um, but yeah, the shit just been crazy. My life has been like a roller coaster. Even to this point now, yeah, it's just a roller coaster. Going through that, going through different situations. You know, relationships. Oh, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. Going through shit. I remember I had this one situation where uh it was like me and my kid's mother, and we went through it back and forth. Got two kids though, love them to death. 'Cause my son was born in 2010, no, '06, 2006, and my daughter was born in 2010. So, but in between that, I think it was rocky because both of us was young, you know. It was some cheating going on too, and I did something there. I'm guilty of it. You know, I made my mistakes. Made my mistakes with that. You know, something I look back on. It's like I would do a lot of things different, but I guess in a way you wouldn't be where you at in life now if you did these things different. So you can't take back things. So you just have to keep on pushing on. You know, but yeah, one of the situations in between that, I had uh I had met this chick off this dating site. So it was like a one time thing. She was from New Brunswick. So one time thing it happened. It was like 2011. So after that one time thing, never seen her again. 2013, I get like this notice in the mail this court notice about some twins that supposed to be mine. I'm like, where the hell this came from? And I was so shocked by it because the girl didn't even know my last name. Matter of fact, I was living at a different address when I had this one time thing with her. So in my mind, I'm battling my mind. I'm trying like, where the hell did she get this information from? You know what I'm saying? Because the girl, to my knowledge, the girl only knew my first name. And I don't even think that because I think back then, I think she called me like L or something like that. So, you know, so so I'm just trying to rattle my brain on this shit. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So at first I'm like, nah, I didn't even want to be bothered, but I was like, nah, I gotta go. So I made the trip back out there. Went, they did but I'm like, Judge, I'm like, no disrespect or nothing, but these twins not mine. I hope she do find the father. But we did the DNA, got the results back. I think it was like almost 2 weeks later. Couldn't find out, ain't mine, like I said. You know what I'm saying? So I was just glad to be done with that situation because that situation was something else. And I still think about it like, how the hell did she get my information? Because I'm like, I was living at a whole different address. I had moved and everything, and still, I don't know. It's a mystery. I don't know. With Chizz, oh, jungle, you a trip. When my next AA meeting, I'll be the AA meeting. Tequila with tequila with the worm is the type of drink that'll put you in a time. Yeah, it did. It did. It did. Trust me, I paid for it down in Mexico, but had fun paying for it. But yeah, back to the story. Then 2014 hit. Uh, well, I'm gonna bring it back. 2013 went through the situation with the DNA test and the twins, kids not mine. Uh, my father gets sick again. For the third time. He's diagnosed with gallbladder cancer, and at this time, he got skinny and he had to go through the radiation and chemo again, and it was tearing him up again, and it was just sad to watch. So finally, it got to a point where he couldn't really move around, so they put him in the hospital. So it was me, my sister, and my mother. We used to, you know, take turns being up there with him because the doctors had told us she was like he hasn't he don't have too long. So so we just wanted to be there for him and basically, just whatever he needed, sit with him and the funny thing about my father was funny as hell. He's like, Lawrence, he's like, if you wanna if you wanna bring a drink up here, you can. I said, Dad, I'm not bringing no drink up in no hospital. I was like, wow. I said, that's just crazy. I said, the doctors walk in here and then you got a guest with you that's tipsy, smelling like alcohol. That's not even respectable or professional. So I'm not doing that. He said, I just try to make it comfortable. I said, I'm comfortable. I said, don't worry about me. I'm worried about you right now. So, he went through that and you know, then unfortunately, God called him back home, you know, 2014, April 2014. And you know, it was hard saying goodbye, you know. Yeah, because me and my pop, we was tight, he was a good father, always was there for me, you know. Wasn't perfect because nobody's perfect, but he did his best and he was there. he was there. He was a real man. You know, for me and my sister. You know, and he loved my mother. You know, because They was married for over 30 years. You know, married for over 30 years. So that's something that I'm happy about. You know, watching them. Especially when I look at the pictures and stuff. Like they had a time. You know what I'm saying? Like they really had a good marriage. Went through it, but they made the best of it. You know, and my mother, I don't think she fully got over that. And which is quite natural. Somebody that you knew since you was 17 and been married with since you was 19. You know, after my father passed, she was having a hard time trying to deal with it. So at that point, it was our job to try to be there for her and help her try to get through it. Because it was rough. You know, it was rough. But she tried her best. She tried her best. To get through it, and and she still had a spirit about herself. Like she was like the life of the party. So she pushed on. She pushed on. And some years passed. And we had a good time. You know what I'm saying? And see the thing I always respected about my parents, you know, uh they always loved what I was into. You know what I'm saying? They knew I liked writing, they knew I liked rapping. And they always pushed me in a positive way for that. You know, yeah, cause matter of fact, we had put out my album 2014. I think it was around the end of the year. Um, my mother, I did a song for my father. My mother and my sister did an intro for the song, which I'm always I'm glad about. You know what I'm saying? One of my best, I think best things I ever did, and really proud about that. What me and Mad was able to do with that. Me, myself, and Chizz on YouTube. You know, whole thing produced by Mad. That's my brother right there. Oh, what's up, Brian? What's up, the greatest? What's going on with y'all? Yeah. Okay, but to continue pushing forward, years went past. My mother, 2020 came. Oh, that was something else because that 2019 on New Year's Eve, my cousin had passed. One of my first cousins. One of my oldest too, on my father's side. She had passed. Uh, then we go into 2020. Pandemic hit. I think around March. Everything getting shut down, and we made the best of it though during the pandemic. I can't complain. I can't complain. But then June hit. My mother passed, and then it was crazy because she just passed out of nowhere. She passed in her sleep. Um, I found her in the bed. Because something was telling me to go check on her. But I just thought she was tired, so I just let her sleep. So her boyfriend, and she had got a boyfriend around that time too. Well, like a year before, she had got a boyfriend. Which I was okay with. My thing was Long as he respected her and he treated her good and didn't put his hands on her. I was okay with it. My sister, she didn't care for my mother having a boyfriend. I was like, shit, mama got to get a groove on too. You know what I'm saying? But kind of push it forward. He come and get me. He's like, Lawrence, he was like, your mother won't wake up. He said, I'm shaking her, she won't wake up. So I go check her out. I put my hand on her nose, she ain't breathing. I don't feel no heartbeat. So automatically I call 911, tell them the situation. They like, sir, you had to start doing like CPR. So first we had to get her on the floor because she was on the bed. So I'm doing a CPR. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just sitting there, boom, boom, CPR. She's not responding. She was heart didn't start back. She's not breathing. Um, so finally the ambulance get there. Come to find out, they said my mother, my mother been going for like 6 to 8 hours. Where I forgot what you call it. Something set in. I forgot the term that they use when somebody's been deceased for over like 6, 7 hours. Then it was like I noticed it was a certain smell too. So I'm like, damn. So I really beat myself up over that. Like just thinking back and replaying shit. Like, could I did things differently? But I wrecked my brain on it so much, and it that shit was hard. That shit was hard. That shit was hard. Then dealing with my own personal issues on the side, you know, because I have multiple sclerosis. I was diagnosed in 2018, and just dealing with that too, and as much as it's physically hard, sorry about that. And as much as it's physically hard, it's mentally hard too. Because that multiple sclerosis is basically multiple sclerosis is a autoimmune disease, autoimmune disease, where basically your immune system attacks your healthy cells. In my case, it attacks my healthy nerve cells. So I got a little problem with my leg from it. So that's what I deal with. You know, and there's no cure for it. You know, it's medicine and stuff. And just you have to keep yourself active. Go go to therapy and keep working yourself out, and just keep pushing forward with it. Like, because once you start not doing nothing, it gets worse. And then the crazy thing about MS, some people go blind from it. Some people attack they optic nerves. It just depends on which particular nerves is being attacked. Because I've seen some people where they have problems with their arms, you know, um, from it. So, you know, but yeah, just dealing with that and my own personal issues, dealing, with finding my mother like that, and this is around like pandemic, so everything's shut down, everything's closed, and like even with our funeral, like we had to, we couldn't have but a certain amount of people, because they didn't want too many people at the funeral home. It it was a lot. It was a lot going through that, you know. But that's life. We all go through stuff, and you know, and I always think about it like this, like I try to be transparent with it, you know. People go through it in life, in this world, you know. Shit. And my prayers for everybody, you know, because everybody got their own particular struggles. Everybody done went through some shit. Everybody done seen some shit, you know, ups, downs, all the valleys, hills, the peaks, mountaintops. You know, we all seen it and went through it, you know, and it's something else to deal with, you know, something else to deal with. But, you know, on that note, you know, I'm gonna end it there. You know, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody in the chat. You know, Sharon, Brian, Mad, Poetic, and thanks again, Poetic, for the backdrop. Um, much love to everybody. Um, and thanks for tuning in. No offense, none taken. Next time I'm gonna be having topics. That's the main thing I want to do. And work out some guests. So that's what I'm gonna do. But everybody, thanks for tuning in. This your boy Chizz Roundtree. God bless. Keep pushing forward. You know, it is what it is. Live your life. One love.